Okay, so now we're going to weld the little brackets, and I decided I'm just going to practice TIG welding. So here goes. One down, one to go. Feels a little bit off, so I'm going to just tap that down and then I'll finish welding it. Alright, so I got that tapped down. And I'm just going to weld this seam, and that should be it for my brackets. Okay, now I'm going to grind the cart, figure out where I'm going to place those, and then I'm going to weld them to the cart. Alright, so the bracket's going to go down here on the cart, and I figure it will go flush with this because I'm going to end up welding the upper bracket probably right about here. So you can't weld the paint, you really shouldn't be welding the paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tack between here and there, and then likewise in the back here I'll probably tack it about a 1-inch strip across the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this area right here and right here, and that will or that should be more than enough for the bracket to stay in one place. So let me just mark this, and make sure that you wear your ear and eye protection, and also gloves to protect your hands. Now, I'm not going to grind out a whole large area, just a little sliver for the weld to stick to. Alright, that right there should be enough. And now let me go ahead and prep the upper bracket as well. So the upper bracket is probably going to go on that top right there where the welding table is. Let me just grab the other bracket, and I'm going to weld this pretty much right there. So I'll just grind across the top here, and grind a little small section up here, and that should be enough to go ahead and weld to. Before I do it, let me move this hose out of the way so that I don't accidentally grind my hose. That's my argon hose. And again, all you need to do is just get yourself enough metal to weld to. Now the reason I grinded so much there is because there's a previous weld here from the metal on the table. I am going to bring this down slightly and then weld below that. Just in case I ever need to replace the table, I will not have to, this weld won't be in the way. So that's going to be my first order of business. So let me get the MIG over here. Alright, so here's my MIG setup, and I've got my ground wire right up here to my table. What I've done on both my carts, if you've seen my previous videos, is I welded raw metal on top, and I just ground right here to the chassis of my MIG welding or TIG welding cart. I lay my work on top, and I don't have to worry about a ground. But since I'm using my MIG to weld my TIG, I've got this magnetic clamp that's grounded to the top. Now, that means that the entire frame should be grounded. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to position this in the proper place, and I'm just going to hit that and this, and then also the upper bracket. I'll put this right here and hit that right below the table. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and weld this baby in. One bracket done. Alright, and now for the second bracket. Okay, that ought to do it. So now all that's left is put a little bit of paint on there, and then I can put my supplies in, welding rods. Alright, so Next thing is to paint. Notice that I wire brushed, so the area has been cleaned up. And I don't really need to mask a whole lot because there's nothing here. I took the tire off. I just want to paint this just in case it ever gets wet. It won't rust. And that's pretty much it. Let me move my cord. All right, and then we do the upper bracket. Here's the upper bracket. Shoot it from underneath. And remove my tape, put some rods back in, and that is it. My TIG welder, TIG rod modification. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe.